Hi guys, Tamara here. Long time no see. I'm back and I have a success story I want to share with you guys today. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Tamara. I am a therapist as well as a coach here with Create Your Future. Before I begin with my story, I'd like to remind you guys we are giving away a free course on how to find your blocks. You can download that in the description box below. And one more announcement, I have extended my sale, my summer sale. So it's going to be applicable to all sessions that are conducted by the end of August. So if you're interested, you can book a session with me down in the description box below. Now, for the success story today, I haven't talked about this before. I've never made a video about this before. It's about manifesting for other people. In today's story, my client was manifesting health, well-being, and happiness for her daughter. It's a little bit of a backstory. I have been working with this client for a while, and we have been focusing on different areas in her life. And I think I have shared some of the stories before, some success stories of this client before. We have manifested some success in her career, in her personal life, scholarships, etc. But the most important, like the most stressful area for her was definitely her daughter. And I can totally understand why. We are very attached when it comes to our children, and manifesting anything related to any SP, whether it is romantic or not, can sometimes be a little bit, I don't want to say harder per se, but it can take people a little bit longer than, let's say, manifesting, a job, money, promotion, etc. Because we do get emotionally attached to other people, especially before we know about the law of assumption and before we know about the everyone is you pushed out premise. So in the case of my client, she has known about the law of assumption for a while. She has a lot of successes with it. But for some reason, she was getting really triggered when it came to her SP, in this case, her daughter. So the story that she shared with me in our first session was, her daughter was getting really depressed at her school. She wasn't getting any new friends. She was feeling sad. She wasn't doing any kind of hobbies. She didn't have any activities outside of her school that she could enjoy with her friends because she was very reluctant to go out and make friends in the first place. After a while, my client was starting to get really worried about her daughter. And I can understand why. Every parent, I think, wants to see their kids happy, thriving, healthy. So did my client. So in our first session, she told me the story and she was like, Tamara, I manifested a lot of things and a lot of movement when it comes to me and different areas in my life. Why can't I manifest for my daughter? What is happening here? And I explained to her, and I'm going to explain to you guys today as well, the trick is we're not manifesting for other people. If other people are part of our experience here, part of our reality, when you manifest for other people, you are essentially manifesting for you, for yourself. So your daughter's happiness and well-being is your desire. You being a person who has healthy, happy, thriving daughter is your goal here. So you're not changing your daughter forcefully. You're not going to do anything in the 3D to make her get new friends, to make her get new hobbies, go outside, etc. You're only ever working on you and your mindset. We're going to shift you into the version of you who is a mother, happy, relaxed mother that knows her daughter is happy, healthy, and thriving. She was like, okay, that makes sense. I was telling her to go outside. I was trying to bring up a topic of finding a new hobby, getting a new friend, helping her out in school. None of that ever worked. And I was like, yeah, because you were still doing all of these things from the perception, from the state of being of the person who doesn't have what they want. In this case, who doesn't have a happy, thriving, healthy daughter. So you could only ever see your daughter in a state of desperation, because you were also in a state of being a desperate mother, trying to change her daughter. And I told her, we're going to drop all of that. And this is something I always ask my clients at the beginning. Are you ready to let go? And by letting go, I mean letting go of any versions, any identities you were occupying that were trying to make things happen, trying to forcefully change an SP. This is never about trying, guys. Never, ever. This is about acknowledging that there is a version of you, that there is a state of being where you already are this person. And when you embody this state, the state is going to come with specific thoughts and feelings, desires, actions, reactions that support this state, that belong to this state. I hope it makes sense. So to break this down, if you're living in a state of, I do not have X, Y, and Z, I'm desperate, I'm trying to get something. This state of being is only ever going to give you thoughts and feelings of, I'm trying, it's hard, nothing is happening. And also you're going to feel inspired, in a negative way, inspired to do things forcefully in the 3D to try and fix something, change something. But guess what? When your dominant state of being becomes, okay, I'm the person who is or has X, Y, and Z, and you make this your job to go back to this state over and over again, regardless of what 3D is showing you or isn't showing you. When this state becomes your dominant, you're going to naturally get thoughts and feelings and inspired actions that are part of this new state. And this is exactly what I explained to my client. And we were working on her occupying this new state for a couple of months, I gotta say, because in between our sessions, she would normally get triggered if she saw her daughter being unhappy. She would come back to me and she would tell me, Tamara, I saw my daughter. What am I doing wrong? I think she's still unhappy. It's triggering me really bad. What can I do to fix this? So this was not an overnight change, guys. So for those of you who are maybe in a state of desperation thinking, why is this taking me X, Y, and Z? I want you guys to relax, because this is a decision-making process. There is no failure to this, because there is no ending. There is no end to this. When you truly decide and you stick with a state, the 3D has no choice but to show you who you are. So do not ever blame yourselves. Do not feel judged by any means. Don't be hard on yourselves. Just accept that at any single point in time, you always have a choice to make a new decision and to occupy a different state. So going back to my client, there was no judgment on my end. And I never ever do this to any of my clients because we're all different. And this manifestation journey is different for everybody. So just because a person A took 2 hours or 2 days to manifest X, Y, and Z doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong if it doesn't happen for you in that time span. Your only job, guys, I'm repeating myself, I know that, but I have to, I'm sorry. Your only job, our only job here ever is to dedicate ourselves to put our awareness on the state that we desire and to go to our end. Don't worry about thoughts, feelings, doubts, fears. They're coming up from different identities you were occupying before. That's why you have to, your only job is to make your new state your dominant. So I was working with this client for months to really make this state of, I'm a happy mom. I can finally relax because I know my daughter is happy, healthy, and thriving. We were working on this for a couple of months until she really was able to make this state permanent for her. And of course, you guys probably know the rest. The 3 decided to show that. So long story short, what happened was, by the way, I never talk about techniques because they do not matter. There is not a single best technique. And I'm going to make a separate video on this issue as well. There is no best or better technique out there that you can do and then you'll be able to manifest this instant. It all boils down to what feels natural to you. What is natural to you? In the case of this client in particular, she liked inner conversations. So we did that. We practiced that in our sessions. And we also did exercises for detaching, for embodying a new state, etc. There are a couple of months of her going back and forth between, okay, I get this, I am this person, Tamara, you're right, to I saw my daughter yesterday or today, she seemed really unhappy, she did not make any friends today, she's shutting herself down, what is happening, what can I do? And that is normal. The period of wavering is, I think, normal for everybody. I haven't met a client or person so far that hasn't wavered at all, just so you know. So yes, guys, you can still waver as long as you at some point decide and really truly understand these basic concepts and truly stick with this new state. The change will come. There's no other way. It's the law. So in the case of the client, a couple of months passed by. We were working on different areas, by the way. So we did not solely focus on this SP and her daughter. We worked on her career, scholarship, etc. But after a couple of months, I was having a session with this client. And at the beginning, I could tell she was really excited. And long story short, she shared with me that her daughter made 3 new friends at her new school, that her daughter is getting out of the house every single day. She's actually now motivated to study and to go to school to meet new people. And she has been enjoying a couple of extracurricular activities as well after school. And she told me, Tamara, you're right. The moment I truly decided to let go of my past, of my old identities, and to really stick with what you taught me, things started to change. Congratulations to you know who you are. This is a reminder for you guys. This is never manifesting for or manifesting an SP is never about the SP. It is always about you. It is always about you becoming the version of yourself that is or has a specific version of SP in their experience. It is always about you accepting this fact and sticking with this regardless of what is happening or not happening in your 3D, in your surroundings. I know that sometimes it can absolutely be hard. I'm not gonna lie. It was for me. It was for this client. It doesn't have to be though. But I know, I understand that it can be for a lot of people. So this is your sign not to give up, not to judge yourself, beat yourselves up. Just know that at any single moment in time, things can shift for you and something will click and you can finally stick with a decision-making process in order to get exactly what you want, SP or not. I hope this was helpful for you guys and educational. I'm here for you as always. If you need some help with a situation, I'm here as a coach. I can also give advice as a psychologist, although I'm not doing regular therapy sessions with Create Your Future because we are Law of Assumption company here. But in my experience, in my line of work, I always like to combine the best of both worlds to help you guys out. If you're interested, you can check out the link below, my Time Tap link. Thank you guys for today and see you in the next video.